Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. I just took some time to watch over the most recent Brad Garlinghouse interview, which just went down a little while ago. There's also a new live stream that Charles Gasparino did over on his Twitter. I decided to check everything out and watch it in rapid fashion, with of course the ×2, but even alright, in my own sneaky way, ×3, I watched it on freaking speed. And I got some conclusions for you guys. I got a lot of cool stuff to talk about, but most importantly, we got a ton of juicy crypto news. So make sure, guys, that you press that like button. Alright, straight to the bat here, guys. So, what Brad Garlinghouse was talking about in his most recent interview, before it got cut down and even after that, is, at least the way that I perceive it, the fact that XRP as an entity was made before Ripple was. And it can't really be a crowdfunding like Ethereum had if the coins were already there when the company was made. One of the points. Another big point that he makes, and I think that's actually the most important, is again about oil. And we talked about it a couple of times with oil and Exxon, or with diamonds and a couple of diamond companies. Just because a company has a ton of something doesn't mean it's their security. And to be honest with you, this interview was very nice on the basis that it's Brad Garlinghouse speaking out about the lawsuit and the fact that there's so much injustice and uncertainty / unclarity in the markets. Then again, from some perspective, I also think it is redundant just because we know all the info already. And Brad, he's trying his best, but they're not cutting him some slack. It's just not easy on him. And I personally think, and I sympathize as well for him in the fact that he's being sued himself. Because don't forget, guys, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson have also been sued personally. And I just cannot even think about the pressure that you would feel if you're sued for freaking hundreds of millions of dollars by the federal government. Now, I wouldn't really feel too comfortable with that. So, again, there isn't really anything too new or too specific that he said that I think you guys must really know about, except for just some of the conclusions that we've had before. And I'm also going to say that the interview itself had kind of an authentic look on it. Whenever I do an interview, as you guys have most likely noticed, I try keeping it with the real me. And it depends on, of course, who you have as a guest, right? So, for example, with Jeremy, I made way more jokes because Jeremy is actually a really nice person. And, of course, we talked before and afterwards a little bit. But, for example, with Cryptos R Us, which the interview we did before, I made a little bit less jokes, try to be a little bit more serious. And if we were to ever interview John Deedon, I have to check how he is. I might be a lot more serious, too. Who knows, right? Or if you're going to, invite an interview as senator, might be a lot more careful and serious as well because you don't, you kind of gotta feel it a little bit. Now, from that perspective, this interview went really solid from a certain perspective over on Fox. It really felt like Brad Garlinghouse was kind of himself, just talking about some of the things which he's, sad about, and I completely get that. Over on Charles Gasparino's stream, the most important part about that one is just that he thinks crypto needs some better regulations, fact. He thinks we should get to the bottom of this, fact, and there's just a lot of digging and, bottom finding, whatever, that we need to do and that needs to be done because it's just a really strange situation right now, and it's really ununderstandable, let's put it like that. There might have actually been a couple other parts, but this is kind of what I remember for right now being the most important, so this is kind of the key takeaways that you need to know about. If anything else comes out or I missed it, make sure you put it in the comments down below. I'll get to it in my next video, but this is definitely the most important stuff by far. So again, don't think you missed out on anything too important. If you did, once more, I don't think so. But I'll get to it then in another video. As you guys know, I post videos every couple of hours. I'll make sure that you guys get whatever stuff you all need. So if it's the WBC here, don't worry about it. I got you. All right, I need to take a picture of the time. There we go. Next, Senator Pat Toomey said on Twitter, and this is actually something which I quickly wanted to explain to you guys. China and crypto, it ain't going too nicely. And today, the entire crypto market fell purely because of this China speculation. But let me tell you guys this honestly too. I don't know what media source made this China news go so public, so viral. Because it's not new. It's from over a week ago, the news actually. And it's also not actually that severe. Because we knew about all of this already. It's just people's strange thoughts, I guess. Now, the thing with it, I guess, is also, I've actually seen this before. Remember in May, guys? We had the China news about 2 days before the price actually started dumping. And from that perspective on forward, I keep thinking now too, maybe if I just maybe keep sharing with you guys every time we find some of this China news and go sell a good chunk of our Bitcoin, most specifically, if you have any, just before some of the, I guess just after the news comes out, then maybe a couple of days later we'll see a huge drop because China has that much of a power. Then again, I'm not sure if they have all that power or if people are trying to make it seem as if they have the power. Because think about it. This news came out 8 days ago. How is the price and the entire internet all of a sudden today filled with news of China when it's not new? If you think it's new, let me know why. But I found that it's about 9 years old, days old. All right, China's authoritarian crackdown on crypto, including Bitcoin, is a big opportunity for the United States, and it's also a reminder of our huge structural advantage over China. Beijing is so hostile to economic that they cannot even tolerate their people participating in what is arguably the most exciting innovation in finance in decades. I think that China would disagree with that, but okay. I think they think the Chinese yuan is one of those inventions. But I digress. Economic liberty leads to faster growth and ultimately a higher standard of living for all. Once more, I don't think every nation in this world agrees with that, but it's the way of the West, huh? Now, XRP Crypto Wolf replied saying, the US needs to embrace Ripple and XRP in order to stay ahead of the curve for crypto adoption. I'm not sure if that is necessary. There just needs to be some clear rules for crypto. It doesn't have to be only XRP or just Ripple or XRP. No. I think if that's your own personal thought process, we're in the wrong. The US needs to embrace that changes are coming. Changes are coming, and they can either watch and let it go by and see Ripple and all these key players move to different countries like Zurich, like Ethereum did. Or help out, let the US stay the powerhouse that it is and start innovating, start working on it. I wouldn't know any good reason why they wouldn't just make some proper rules. Look at all the benefits, guys. What is the negative side? The benefits are more money because you get more entities building things up. You get less fraud. There's only positive things. What can you say? Oh, there's less shady stuff. Yeah, but that's a good thing. Oh, there's less, blah, blah. Everything that gets less is bad stuff. Everything that gets more is good stuff. Except for the fact that there's more work in actually having to regulate it. Then again, guys, think back 2 steps. Right now, when people are doing something wrong and the law isn't clear, you still have to go after them. So why not go after them only if they actually break the law that is set, instead of just a law that nobody gets? I don't get the purpose of this at all. I just don't know. I honestly just don't know. I guess the only conclusion we can make is that they just do not know exactly what to say. They just can't think of the proper rules to make. They just don't know what to do. That's the only conclusion that we can kind of put there. Nothing else makes sense. At least to me it doesn't. There's just nothing that makes sense. All right, then moving on though, because we have more stuff to talk about. There's a lot of this China stuff actually, but U.S. Senator Pat Toomey sees big opportunity for the U.S. in China ban. Again, senator, right? So it's pretty big words coming from him. Billionaire Mike Novogratz says he's not nervous about the crypto sell-off. Duh, if you were nervous, that would be pretty peculiar. I wouldn't think that some of these big shot guys that are really bullish on crypto would actually be led astray by something as simple as this. Then Biden, and I'm not going to put timestamps for all this stuff. It's all kind of the same thing, right? Cryptos crumbles. What China's ban means for digital currencies. Actually kind of nothing. It's all in the people's minds. People think this is a really bad deal, but we saw it before. Every time crypto falls because of stuff like this, and it comes right back up because nobody actually cares. China shifts balance of power in the $1.9 trillion crypto industry. Yes, they do that. Yet, it's always short term. China's blanket crypto ban sends most digital units tumbling. Then again, it's not from anything that happened today. It's from what happened a little while ago. A lot of this news is from days ago. Nothing is really new, yet people are only starting to find it out now. And I think people are starting to draw conclusions now. But it's been going on for a little while. Then, another one, China outlaws all crypto transactions, Bitcoin tumbles. Once more, I don't think there was anything new that happened today specifically. But again, if you think so, let me know in the comments section down below, and I'll look further into it then even more. I just couldn't find anything that was actually new in terms of information. And I looked, all right, I always do a lot of digging when I give you guys this information. So when I say it, I'm always pretty certain. Then again, sometimes there are sleuths who know, oh no, but Dusty, you're actually wrong. This specific piece of information was only posted today. The rest of the story was posted a couple of days ago. So, if you can find any of that stuff, link it to me, send it to me, help me out, and we can hopefully better inform the public. which is always my goal, guys. Don't forget, my goal is just to give you guys a good rundown of what's happening in the crypto space. That's all I'm trying to do here. John Dean said on Twitter, why is this significant as it relates to XRP, the Ripple case, and the Ether free pass? Full decentralization is when a creator doesn't control the network, and can't make unilateral changes. Ripple objected to a change on the XP ledger, but was overruled by a supermajority. Vitalik stopped the exchange from trading Ether. Note, he did so with good intentions. The CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz, has publicly stated that a supermajority of the validators on the XP ledger could force Ripple to actually even burn all of his XRP. Now, what was that about full decentralization? It's something to kind of think about. The fact that if Ripple wants to pull something through, they actually couldn't. And Ethereum, even though they could, nobody's actually given a crap about that. It's actually really interesting if you sometimes think about it, huh? Yeah. What they're referring to here is just some of these groups, basically, that include Ethereum, or at least include some positive senses for Ethereum. The group notes that these definitions are only suggestions, but propose a safe harbor, and that actually refers to things when they're fully decentralized, fully functional. They might be exempt from security laws. And again, the SEC is now trying to kind of claim that XRP, even though it might be decentralized, is not fully functional, and Ripple is right now still grabbing money to kind of build this up, which is definitely peculiar. Very interesting, actually, if you start thinking about it. Yeah, interesting. All right, then, while not an issue yet, the Bank of England deputy governor sees growing appetite for crypto among both retail and institutions. And funny enough, guys, when was it now? 2 days ago or so, we were actually seeing that the Bank of England was not that bullish, but actually, in literal words, kind of bearish, or kind of scared or afraid of the way that crypto is moving right now. And I guess it's also because they're seeing just increased amounts of money flow into it. And they know that it has value, but only as much as people value it at. Fun fact, little ding-a-ling-ling, that's the same thing for anything in this world. Gold has almost no real value. Intrinsic value is only as much as you actually think intrinsic value is. Gold, how much use does it actually have? And even then, it doesn't mean that it has to be so expensive if it's so easy to get. You know, for example, people say, but the dollar bill has intrinsic value. No, it doesn't, right? People say it has intrinsic, but it's very low. It's almost neglectable. Then again, the same thing goes for coins that have real intrinsic value. Yes, but no. The value of that piece of intrinsic value is almost neglectable. In the same sense that if Bitcoin were to be, in some weird shape or form, really literally stashed on the USB, would it have intrinsic value? Yes, but no. I mean, if your Bitcoin stored on there is $500,000, the intrinsic value of the USB stick is $3. It really doesn't mean it has any real world, substitute basically for it. And the same thing I kind of feel with gold, or even with just money in that sense. Intrinsic value is really a key concept that I like to criticize as an economist from that perspective, then I guess. Because intrinsic value is still only as much as we kind of give for it. I don't know how to express myself the best in English right now. Again, guys, I'm not a native English speaker. But hopefully my point still comes across a little bit. That intrinsic value, which a lot of people like to say or talk about as a basis for gold, for example, it's not really that strong, in the sense that we all know gold could potentially be way less scarce than people make it out to be. Elon Musk, for example, said gold could be taken on asteroids, for example, potentially in the future. Who knows about that? I'm not going to quote and say that that's actually going to happen. But we also don't really know exactly how much gold there is in this world. Same thing for diamonds. Are diamonds really scarce? No. Do they have rules to make sure that not enough diamonds, or not that many diamonds, come into circulation every year? Yes, because they want to keep the price high. That doesn't mean that diamonds are actually worth a lot of money. Same thing for gold. It doesn't actually mean it has to be worth so much money. It's just people's attachment to it. Gold could crumble to a very low point at any time, like it did in the past, because the golden standard, for example, doesn't really work. And we're not going to go into too much today why. All right, just take it from me here that a lot of the theories which these guys put up as to why Bitcoin doesn't or shouldn't or might not have any value anymore. People saying, but it's backed by the central government. That doesn't mean it's inherently safe from any shocks. We've seen way too many times that a system can collapse. Look back 10 years ago. But the banks were, this stuff was covered by the central bank. So it still collapsed. It could still happen. Yeah, it's just a side note, but I wanted to quickly make that out to you guys. And then Cardano's DeFi ecosystem received first fiat on-ramp with stablecoins. Very nice, very big update, in my own opinion. Very nice, cool to see. Cody Network, a decentralized payment platform, partners with Ardana to bring new liquidity operations to Cardano. A Cardano-based DeFi are taking their first baby steps Customers need secure and decentralized on-ramps and off-ramps for fiat money and stablecoins. And Cardano's native assets become payment instruments. According to the official announcement by Cody, a digital asset payment network, it has entered into a partnership with Ardana, which is a funny name, a stablecoin hub on Cardano. So I guess that's progress. We can definitely see it at that. It's nothing negative here. There's good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. And again, Cardano has been expanded like freaking mad. But of course they have to, because right now they're in their prime. Just launched the smart contract feature and they have to show it to the world that they know what they're doing and they're going to expand like crazy and be a big competitor to hopefully Ethereum. All right. Guys, that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I will definitely see you guys again in another crypto video later today or tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe.